Modern cars have a problem. They all kind of look the same. Walk into any parking lot today and you'll see it. Rounded edges, high hoods, smooth curves, and that slightly bloated, inflated look. It's like every car has been designed in the same wind tunnel, because honestly, they have. But go back 30 or 40 years, and the story is completely different. Cars had personality. You could recognize a car just from its silhouette, whether it came from Ford, BMW, or Toyota. Each brand had its own identity. Sharp lines, curvy shapes, long hoods, low profiles, bold styling choices, and colors. Bright reds, yellows, blues, even wild combinations defined them. Cars weren't just transportation, they were works of art. So what changed? Why did we go from sharp, aggressive designs to what many people call fat and blobby? So, the answer is honestly a mix of history, physics, and regulation. It all starts with, of course, the 1970s oil crisis. In the early 1970s, fuel prices just skyrocketed because of supply issues to the US. And suddenly, fuel efficiency wasn't optional anymore. It was essential. Big, heavy, and inefficient cars had to go. However, and this is kind of wild, aerodynamics wasn't really a priority back then, since designers cared way more about style than airflow. But after the oil crisis, everything changed. Engineers had to completely rethink how cars moved through air, because at higher speeds, drag plays a huge role in fuel economy. This is when design started to shift away from those sharp edges and boxy shapes that created turbulence, increased drag, and reduced efficiency, while smooth curves and rounded edges allowed air to flow cleanly, reducing drag and improving fuel economy. So naturally, designers went for more streamlined shapes. But honestly, this was only the beginning. The other big influence came from the corporate Average Fuel Economy Standards, or CAFE. These laws required manufacturers to hit fuel efficiency targets across all their cars, and if they didn't, there were penalties. So now it was the law, not just a handful of consumers, that needed better aerodynamics. Designers really had to squeeze out every bit of efficiency, making engines smaller, cars lighter, and designs more streamlined. This is where drag coefficient comes in. It basically measures how easily a car moves through the air, and the lower that number is the better performance you get. To lower the drag coefficient, well, they needed to smooth everything out, reduce sharp edges, and basically make the car more like a teardrop because of how well that shape cuts through air. The problem is, physics doesn't really leave much room for creativity. There are only so many shapes that are aerodynamically efficient, so as every manufacturer chases lower drag coefficients, all their designs start to look the same. And, well, the US didn't phase this system out. So that's why a sedan from BMW might look similar in shape to one from Ford or Toyota. They're all solving the same problem and ending up with pretty similar solutions, but aerodynamics isn't the only factor here. Safety regulations also played a big role, with modern cars designed to protect passengers and pedestrians. That led to higher hoods, thicker supports, and more spacing in the cabin structure, all of which add bulk and contribute to that heavier, kind of blobby appearance. So you end up with aerodynamics, fuel laws, safety requirements, and even consumer preferences all pushing design in the same direction. The result is that cars are objectively better, safer, and more efficient, but also more similar, more rounded, and honestly less expressive than before. That doesn't make modern cars bad, but if you love older cars, it's hard not to feel like something's been lost in them. When everyone has the same aims, you just end up with the same shapes.